I was debating about whether to give this talk or not. So you'll see why I wasn't sure if I wanted to do this. But so first of all, there's a trigger warning. This talk is going to include a depiction and discussion of violence. So if anybody would like to remove themselves, absolutely no concerns. If you'd like to do that right now, please do. So so as being a developer advocate is, you can start the timer if you want to.
Yeah,
Or not.
it's
Okay.
good.
So when so first of all, I just want to say this is my own perspective, not the perspective of my employer, necessarily. And you know, being a developer advocate is an interesting job because it's in order to be good at my job, I need to be honest about to be myself and provide my own perspective and be honest with people. So so I will actually use this time to ask something of all of you here. So when I went to Berlin on Thursday, actually I had an opportunity to visit, to walk around the city a little bit. And one of the things I got to do was see the Holocaust Memorial. And with that, there are a number of exhibits there that tell the stories of, there's one exhibit that tells the stories of Jews murdered in the Holocaust, and there's one exhibit called the Room of Dimensions, where there's a variety of texts that are left behind from people during the Holocaust. They're written under great distress often, and sometimes in their last moments before the deaths. And I was reading through these stories while I was at the exhibit, and at one point I found myself crying in the middle of the exhibit. And I wanted to share just one of those stories with you, the one that is very, very brief, but as I was reading it, really struck me, and I began crying right there. This was from a small girl writing to her father, and she said, "Dear Father, I write this to say goodbye forever. They're going to kill us all. I very much want to live, but they would not let us. I kiss you warmly." So I care very much about the community that we're building here at Offline Camp, and there are things happening in the world around us that we really can't ignore as much as we'd like to for you know, even for a weekend away together. And you know, it's interesting for me that these camps have actually aligned with things that are happening in the world around us. So Offline Camp Catskills was immediately after Brexit. I believe it was like the day of or the day after Brexit. The US presidential election was immediately after Offline Camp California. And I was actually still in San Francisco during that. And I actually had to wake up and go to a conference the following day. And it was and still is a very surreal experience, trying to go out into the world and carry on as if everything is normal, and to continue, you know, showing up for work every day, you know, being very anxious about the direction that our world is headed in. So I wanted to ask something of all of you here, all the folks here at Offline Camp. But first I wanted to say thank you to you know, Berlin for reminding me how important it is to remember the past. I really cherish that opportunity to be here and to have that reminder. But all of you here are bringing a lot of unique perspectives from around the world to camp here in this historic location, and so, with so much history that we can learn from. And those perspectives that you're all bringing here are extremely important. And I think that amongst all of us, we all have very important things we can bring back in finding a way forward as a world at large. And I think we're all here because I think all of us have a lot of empathy. I think that's a lot of why we're here, why we're drawn to Offline First. And I think that if there's one value that defines the community here at Offline Camp, empathy would probably be at the top of that list. So I just wanted to ask everyone to not forget the past and to help ensure that we're not repeating mistakes of the past. And please use those diverse perspectives that you all bring to be a light in the world as you go back home. So